What's up, everybody? The Truth Teller here for Newscaller.com. It's political season. All you political junkie heads out there, got a special treat for you. Former City Councilman for Hesperia, Paul Bosacki's on the Truth Teller Show. Councilman, welcome to the show.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
All right. Now, you are a member of the No on Measure M measure. $207 million Hesperia Unified School District is trying to push this election come November 4th. Why did you get involved?
There's a number of reasons. There's millions of reasons of tax dollars that you don't want to vote yes on M. You want to vote no on M.
Okay.
Basically, we've already seen this with the JJ bonds. They promised Hesperia a workforce development center. This was back in 2008. If we approved the Measure JJ bonds, which was $297 million. It's 6 years later and we don't have anything at the property that they bought at 395 in Maine. It's a vacant lot for the workforce development center.
Okay.
It follows, Measure M follows the same template that JJ did, which is a bait and switch sales pitch to the voters to improve the schools and, promise to make all of these safety improvements and everything else on the schools when the actual purpose of Measure M is to pay off debt.
Right.
The HUSD has built up $130 million in debt through certificates of participation and other mechanisms, funding mechanisms, and they're hoping to pass Measure M in order to pay that debt off. Very little of this money will go towards improving schools.
Okay.
Most of it will go towards paying off the debt that they've already rang up, along with fees and services to those people selling the bonds.
Now let me jump in there. Has the school district disclosed any of this information in their pitch on yes?
No. The only place you'll find it is on our Facebook page, the No on M Facebook page,
okay,
as far as what it's actually going to cost the taxpayers. The debt service on the $207 million bonds is on the low end at least $563 million. On the high end, if these bonds are approved, it will go up to a top end of 4 times the issuance, which is $828 million.
Yeah, to give a shout out to the Sentinel, San Bernardino Sentinel, they actually wrote a very good piece, referenced that, and they mentioned the 8. Yeah, so good looking out, Sentinel. Now, in regards to, I was on your Facebook page. Mm-hmm. There's something going on reference the district stonewalling the No on Measure M folks.
Well, we put in a request, public information request, which all public agencies are required to more or less answer public information requests from the public. Right. These are public agencies. They don't get to pretend they don't have it, or they don't get to pretend that's not part of their job, especially in a where the HUSD has actually issued this bond measure and put it on the ballot. So we put in a request on the 25th of July, and it's supposed to take 10 days. They emailed us back a response 25 days later with non-answers and just the usual runaround. So,
right.
But in that email where they answered us, at least they admitted to the lower debt service number of $563 million.
Good.
That's what it's going to cost the taxpayers at minimum.
Okay. And I don't know if I asked you, I can't remember. The folks of Hesperia, I don't know if they really know this. What's the percentage in regards to the schools currently that they obtaining? What percentage number?
Well, the property tax you and I pay in every year on our houses, 29.5% of it goes directly to HUSD.
Okay.
That's a third.
Okay.
There's another 21.5 that goes into what's called ERAF, which is Educational Revenue Augmentation Fund. That's through the state, and that goes up to Sacramento and then comes back to the school district. So you combine the two, and it's 51% of your property tax already goes directly to Hesperia Unified School District. On an average home of $130,000, that's the median price. that's $650 a year in property tax that you already pay.
Right.
It goes directly to the HUSD.
So this is just going to be a nice little bump.
This is going to be on top of that. Between, it depends on what your house is worth.
Right.
Average house, like I say, is 130. It'll be $70 more a year,
right,
on top of that $650 you're already paying.
Right.
If your house is worth more, you're going to pay more.
Right. Now, there was a recent post on your page, on your Facebook page, reference possible taxpayer funds or facilities at the school being used on the yes side of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, what's going on with that?
Well, there's a person that works at the school district that is the principal officer in the Yes on M campaign. You have to fill out documents in order to know who's supporting.
And who is that?
Lori Minty is her name, and she's the secretary for the superintendent.
Right.
Anyway, just through online searches, looking at the HUSD website, they've been running the Yes on M campaign out of HUSD headquarters down here on Main Street, basically.
Well, let's freeze you there. You're saying on the school district's website, they actually had a Yes on Measure M poster or something like that?
Yeah, well, they had it on the calendar. They've run.
On the calendar, okay.
They've had a couple different Yes on M events at public schools. They had one at Cedar School,
right,
and then they had one last Saturday at the junior high at the gym, which is the word, the law says is unlawful, but it's illegal.
Right. It's conflict of interest.
Well, it goes back to a Supreme Court ruling that a government agency cannot take sides in a measure. They can't advance a measure. They can't go, yes, the school district and all the resources and all the schools, we're going to tell you how to vote on this issue.
So basically, you would need a separate committee on the Yes site. That's
there has to be
separate.
Total separation between the agency that's promoting the putting the bond issue on the ballot and their staff using public funds, public resources to promote it.
And we're getting short on time. And just to close this out, the company that the Yes on Measure M they're using, what's the name of that company?
Delinka.
They assisted the Poway.
Right, and that was that's the poster child for the bad school bond issue.
Okay.
They issued $105 million in bonds, and it's going to take $1 billion to pay that off because of the financing mechanisms and the way they sold it to the people in Poway. Same people are on the Yes on M committee,
right? And
the same people are advising HUSD towards this bond issue. So basically, it's a bad deal all the way around.
Right.
They're running the campaign, the Yes on M campaign, out of the school headquarters, which is against the law. And the taxpayers, there's no upside for this.
Yeah, it's no win-win. It'll be quite interesting.
A lot of backdoor deals,
Absolutely.
A lot of horse trading going on between school board members and city council members, which some people are aware of it and most people aren't.
Well, I appreciate you coming on the show. So just remember, folks, it doesn't matter if you drink tea on the left or coffee on the right. Just don't drink the Kool-Aid for the councilman. We're out.
Thanks very much.
Peace.